film. Long time no see. Welcome to a new vlog. I have been awful at making videos these last couple of weeks. I had some videos that I was like currently working on, but honestly I think I'm just gonna scrap them and start anew. I think that's what's best for me, because otherwise like I'm gonna feel stuck, I'm gonna be slumping, not only with my reading but also with my video making. So I thought that hey, let's just put myself out there, redo it, make sure I make some sort of vlog and also get myself back into reading, because I've been struggling with my reading. Mainly because I've been tired, I think, or I've been up to other stuff. I've been busy. Like most of my evenings had been planned and I've been too tired to read before going to bed. And whenever I've gone on the subway, it's been too full for me to pull up a book and things. Life has happened, I guess. I have a couple of books I am currently reading, which I am enjoying. Jade Legacy. I'm like 120 pages into this, so making slow progress. The issue is that this one is 700 pages, so whenever I do read, I feel like I'm not making any progress at all. Similarly with House of Leaves. I'm 40 pages into this one. It's like 600 pages. This one requires a lot of brain energy, and also I can't really commute with it because it's like very oddly sized and quite heavy. So even though I'm enjoying these two reads, I would love to continue with them and finish them before the end of the year. I feel like I need some wins. I need to read a book that is easy to read and that I will read quickly so I can make progress on my Goodreads reading challenge. So that's why we're here, sitting in front of the bookshelf about to pick a book. I've been trying to think of how I should do this. If I should just pick something I'm genuinely in the mood for, if I should randomize it from like my entire want to read or my entire physical TBR, or if I should do the random shelving. And I think I'm gonna do the random shelving. That way I will narrow down my options while also giving myself some choice, which is good, I think. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I think I'm gonna prioritize a shorter book. On my bookcases there are a total of 26 shelves, so I'm gonna be randomizing between a number from 1 to 26 and we're gonna see where we end up. I'm gonna allow myself some veto in this, so I'm gonna allow myself to say no, I want to redo this. Yes, because like I can feel myself with one foot on the side of a reading slump and one foot not, basically. And I really want to make sure I'm not risking ending up in a reading slump, because I really feel like reading. I just need something working for me. That's the thing. I forgot to mention, one particular thing with me doing this is that I'm also randomizing amongst books I've already read, like my read shelves. So we're gonna see. Everything is possible, basically. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. No, wait. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. 24. That's here. Oh no. Since I know it's 26 and I have 2 over there, I already know it's the lowest shelf here. So like it's 7, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's see what we got. Welcome to my bottom shelf, shelf 24. Here we have a mix of series I read and series I am currently reading. I'm in the middle of this one since like a year ago or even more. This series I have read. For this series I have started Obsidio, and then this series I have read. So I guess my 2 options would be He Who Drowned the World and also Obsidio. My 2 options amongst my unread books are 2 books that I have started, and those are He Who Drowned the World and Obsidio. Both are continuations in series and both are last books in series. Both are also thick books. So I already know it's not gonna be He Who Drowned the World, because considering I'm already reading a conclusion in a fantasy series, I don't feel like I need to add another one as of this moment. Obsidio could be an alright choice, and that is because this series is told through mixed media, which makes it for quicker reads than they might look like. Okay, they are thick. This book is like 550 pages or something. No, 600 pages even. But it's like an easy read. It's also YA, but once again, I wanted something quick, something I can commute with. I already got thick books on my TBR. Do I use my veto? I don't remember my thoughts about this one. I think I was enjoying it. I mean, I would feel really accomplished if I just dusted off this series and completed it. Or should I use DNF this? Do I care about this book? Maybe I don't. Do I care about the series anymore? I really did enjoy Illuminae. Gemina was a disappointment, and honestly I don't remember shit about Obsidio. I think these books are freakingly cool. Maybe I'm done with it. Maybe I should unhaul these instead. Huh, what a twist. Because like, what do I expect to get out of this? I'm more excited about finding out what happens in this series than in this series. In this series, I honestly don't care. The only reason I've been reading this series is to fulfill mixed media prompts in various readathons. I'm gonna give it a chance. Imagine if I unhaul this series, how much space that would give me. But yeah, okay, reading, I'll give you an update.
A few moments later.
Okay, you know what? That didn't take long. Just trying to get into the book now. I did it very half-heartedly because I already got the idea in my head that I am gonna DNF this and that I'm gonna unhaul the series. I do have very fond memories of especially Illuminae. This is one of the first series I saw around on BookTube when I myself started BookTube, and everyone was reading Illuminae and hyping it up, and I really did enjoy this first one. It had a lot of humor and fun in it while also being sci-fi, and like the mixed media thing was so cool to me back then. But then I've just taken too long to get to each book in the series, which has made it so that I might have outgrown this. I don't necessarily love the sci-fi aspects in this series, so yeah, I think I'm unhauling all of these. That was not how I thought this video would go. But yeah, DNFing this one. Cool. Let's put those aside. That means we need to randomize a new shelf. If I keep this up, I'm just gonna pick up Jade Legacy by the end of this. But I want to do another attempt at the randomization and see if I can grab a shorter book that will be a quick read. So we looked at shelf 24. Let's attempt to randomize again. 3, 2, 1. 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's one of the unread fantasy shelves. Let's have a look at it. Welcome to shelf 9. Let's move this plant and also move this lamp. This is shelf 9, and do I see any short books? Not really. This is another current read. This is one I'm actually enjoying as well. Like, I'm 160 pages into this. It's not bad, but not what I'm feeling, I think. I'm not gonna start any huge fantasies. I'm not going to. Which basically leaves two options. Nettle and Bone or Pet. It feels wrong for me to start any new big fantasy series while I'm reading Jade Legacy, so I pulled out some standalone books. First we've got Pet by Akwaeke and Messi. I have listened to this one as an audiobook back in the day. I then received this one as a gift. I would reread it actually, because I feel like I would appreciate it a lot more by reading it physically. And it is definitely short, just about 200 pages. If I want to prioritize just getting a book done, reading a short book, this could be the one. We have Nettle and Bone, which from my understanding is like a cozy fantasy-ish, maybe. It's also on the shorter side. It's just about 300 pages. Could be a good read, could potentially go with the season. We're in the middle of October. And speaking of seasonal reads, another option I pulled out is The Lights of Prague. This is a standalone book I've had on my shelves for a while. It's not as short as the other books. It's more than 400 pages. I have constantly saved this with the intention of reading it in like October, because it's like vampires in Prague, I think. What I'm aiming for is the feeling of accomplishment. So because of that, these two are the options I could go for. I'm gonna think about this and I'll get back to you when I've made a decision. Okay, I decided to pick up Pet because I'm focusing on the shortness, on the quickness, all of that. Once again, giving myself some wins, a sense of accomplishment, cheating my way through life. I'm not cheating, I am doing the reading, but just like trying to be strategic. I've read 3 chapters, which is a bit more than 50 pages, so I'm already like a fourth through it. Doing great. Feels great. I feel like I remember the story fairly well, even though it's been a while since I listened to it. And I think that's because the story is short. So I remember like the event of this, how the characters acted, the relationships. Is it the best for me to be doing a reread of this? I don't know. I do think I might unhaul it once I read it, because it's been on my shelves for a while. This will be my second read of it already. It's not a book I think I will be inclined to reread in the future, although it's nice to read it physically now, because the first time I listened to it as an audiobook. I'm gonna keep this up. But for now, actually, I'm gonna watch some TV. There's this show in Sweden. I do think there's an equivalent for it elsewhere in the world as well. It's basically called like Married at First Sight or something. And all of my colleagues always talk about it. And there was recently a new season that started, so I think they have aired 2 episodes. So I'm actually thinking that I might try and catch up, just to be a part of the talk. So I think that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna watch 1 episode, play some phone games. I re-downloaded Candy Crush yesterday. It's been ages since I played that, and I'm almost 100 levels in already, so that's insane. That's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I started reading Pet, and I'm quite glad about it. I'm about to head to bed, maybe do some reading first, but I thought I would share a bit of a library haul with you, because I've been utilizing my library, and I have 2 books at home currently that I thought I could share. So the first one I picked up today, and that is a true account, Hannah Masery's Sojourn Amongst the Pirates, written by herself, by Catherine Howe? No clue. I recently rewatched the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and I'm in such a pirates obsession right now. I'm seeing Hans Zimmer later this month as well, so I'm all into the music currently, and I thought that, hey, wouldn't it be fun to make like a pirate vlog at some point? So a video where I read pirate books. And I started to research pirate books, and I saw that my library had one of those that I found. So I put it on hold and got the email that I could pick it up. So do expect a pirate reading vlog at some point. Possibly multiple, because there's a lot of books I would like to read. This one looks like a lot of fun. It's not too long. The second book I have is a non-fiction, and it's a bit more of a gruesome and tragic one. And that is, I got the Swedish translation of it, but it's Nanjing. I think there's another name for it in English. Let me have a look what the original title is. The Rape of Nanking, the Forgotten Holocaust of World War II. A bit random, you might think. Yes. I have a friend that wanted to read this, and she suggested it for our book club. So some of my real life friends, we have a book club together. We read a book bi-monthly. But we sort of thought in that group that might be a bit too heavy for our book club, in case not everyone feels up for this type of read. But those who are interested could read it and we could discuss it at a later point. My only knowledge about this subject, about Nanking, is what inspired some scenes in the Poppy War. So the Poppy War series by R.F. Kuang. In the first book, I know there's a chapter that is heavily inspired by the real life events that happened in Nanking, and that was a very difficult chapter to read. So I don't expect this to be any easier, because this is actually real, like facts and not fiction. So I got it with the Swedish translation. The information, the facts are gonna be the same, so might as well read it in Swedish. I don't know when I will read this, possibly alongside some of my other reads. I am inclined to read it, I want to, otherwise I wouldn't pick it up. But I might focus on my other current reads before I pick this one up, or I might read it alongside, I haven't decided yet. Utilizing my library, that's great, I love that for me. Now I'm gonna do some journaling. I caught up on Married at First Sight, and it's beautiful. Oh my god, I've seen some episodes before, wasn't really that interested, but watching these 2 episodes now, I got emotional, okay? It's so wholesome compared to, like, I've been watching the latest season of Love is Blind, and honestly that's just trash. The people in it, like, it's good entertainment, but like the quality of the love and the relationships, I don't freaking know. But Married at First Sight, the Swedish edition at least, it's really wholesome. And like the people in it seem so genuine. And I get so emotional because I recognize so much of myself in those people. And when they are talking about their fears and their worries and their views on love and how they are scared to not experience love, which is why they applied for the TV show and things, I relate to a lot of that. I really do. And that's scary and frightening. It's a lot to take in sometimes, being single or alone or whatever. Because of that and everything I just went through watching the first 2 episodes, I'm gonna journal a bit before going to bed. Hi. Okay, let's do this. Sup? So, hi, I'm getting ready for work. I just feel like I need some sort of shirt because it's getting freaking cold in Sweden, okay? So I just need a shirt to wear over my other shirts. I want to talk to you about an audiobook I'm listening to. I started it the other day. It's named Rejection. I will insert an image. I don't remember the name of the author, Tony something. And it's basically like, almost like multiple short stories or stories that will get intertwined. And it's brilliant. It's freaking brilliant. I adore that audiobook. It's disturbing, it's heartbreaking, it's disgusting, it's annoying, and it's gut-wrenching, and it's everything. And it's absolutely brilliant because we're following people that have in some way experienced rejection and how that sort of makes them into the people that they are. It's not pretty, okay? There's no sugarcoating it. I'm having like audible reactions when listening to this one. I'm like gasping, I'm like making shocked faces when listening to it, and I'm like on the subway and stuff. I love it. I'm like, I think a third through it or something like that, so I've heard 2, maybe 3 short stories now. First one is about a guy who calls himself a feminist and basically has been like the nice guy throughout his entire life, but that has sort of led to him not having any, what should you call it, like sexual connections or anything like that. And he basically starts to blame it on the women instead and be like, oh, if I hadn't been so nice and this would never happen and la 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 la. And then we have a girl who has a hookup with a friend and spirals because of that, because the friend then doesn't want to hook up again, and she basically sees her life crumble because of that. It's such a satire, this book, because these people are becoming the people they don't want to be, or that they are annoyed at, or the people they said they would never become, and then they become those people. There's a lot of talk about getting laid, about dicks, about private parts, a bit more explicit topics. And considering how often things like that are mentioned, how often people talk about their own or others' dicks, it's absolutely brilliant. It's a great book. I get that it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's quite controversial, bold. It's way too like spot on. Like, it makes me uncomfortable sometimes because some thoughts I can recognize myself in, and then that spirals into something that I don't agree with, and that's just like, it's scary. It's good. I'm excited to continue listening to it actually, so that's what I'm gonna do. I've done progress in Pet. I'm like 60% through, I think, so my hope would be to finish it either today or tomorrow, which would be awesome. Then I could take off another book. I am then excited to get back into Jade Legacy, so that might be what I'm gonna read next, but we're gonna see. I watched Nobody Wants This yesterday. I'm trying to catch up. I think I saw like 3 or 4 episodes, to the point where Netflix was like, are you still watching? And I'm like, yeah, I am. I love this show. But yeah, I need to head to the office now. I just really wanted to talk about my audiobook mainly. So I'm gonna continue listening to that, and I'll catch up with you later. Good morning. Saturday morning. I have no plans for this weekend, like at all. So it's gonna be a cleaning and fixing sort of weekend. Sorry that I haven't really filmed anything the last couple of days. I don't know why, I haven't done much. Yesterday after work, I stayed with a couple of colleagues. We went out and had pizza. The day before that, I got home and I finished watching Nobody Wants This. Love that show. Love, love, love. Very excited about season 2. Right now, I'm just sitting and like planning my day in my hobo. And yeah, my aim is to finish reading Pet today, which I started earlier this week for this vlog specifically. Am I enjoying it? Honestly, I don't care that much. I've read this one before and I realize I remember it fairly well. It doesn't really stand out to me. I appreciate the story, the topics, the characters, the representation, but it's not that eventful or exciting for me. Other than that, today I will be heading to my library to pick up a book that I've put on hold. I will be sending off a few books I've sold, meaning someone actually purchased Gemina and Obsidio, which I talked about unhauling earlier in this video, so that is good. And then I'm gonna be cleaning. I have booked the laundry rooms at 1 o'clock. Oh, I forgot to mention, I finished listening to Rejection earlier this week, and I did enjoy it. I ended up giving it like a very strong 4-star, like a 4.5. The first 3 or 4 short stories were incredible, so enjoyable, entertaining, messed up. Like, they made me feel a lot. Okay, I thought they were super entertaining, very much out there, very bold. Then the second half of the book, there are a few short stories that I did not enjoy as much. I didn't care about them as much, and the story did also turn a bit meta in the end, which wasn't unexpected considering the book when I thought about it. But I guess like final 3 short stories just didn't hit as hard or were as interesting to me as the first few ones. Because it didn't finish as strong, I ended up giving it a 4-star instead of a 5-star, but like a very strong 4-star. Not a book I would recommend for everyone. It's interesting, it's different, but it's also like very disturbing, super annoying. A lot of explicit content, definitely a lot of explicit content. But if you feel like you could brave it, then go for it, definitely. It's an interesting read. I've started listening to From Here to the Great Unknown, which is Lisa Marie Presley's memoir, Elvis Presley's daughter. She passed away while writing this book, so her daughter Riley Q helped with finishing it. And honestly, the audiobook is incredible. I love the storytelling in this audiobook because the parts that are from Lisa Marie's point of view, they're actually told by Julia Roberts, which is super cool. So Julia Roberts is voicing Lisa Marie's thoughts, and then occasionally Riley adds parts to the story which she is reading herself, which is really cool. And then there's also a few moments that are taped, so it's actually Lisa Marie's voice as she was writing this book. She recorded tapes, so it's like 3 storytellers, I guess, but like in the voice of 2 people. And I really like it. My intention first was to read this physically, but I struggled a bit with finding it for a reasonable price online and ordering it. And then I thought that, hey, maybe I should just listen to the audiobook. And I'm very happy with that decision because of the narrators. So I think that's super cool. So far we've mainly gotten the backstory of her life living at Graceland, and I have passed the point of Elvis passing away. So now it's sort of her upbringing post that, which is sort of interesting. I feel like she's skimming over a few bits. I think like the book is fairly short. I think in written format it's less than 300 pages. In audiobook it's like 5 hours and something. I expected it to be longer. So I feel like some parts of the story we're skimming through and not getting as deep as we could have. But also perhaps we need to remember that this book was technically unfinished. I think the lore around Elvis Presley and his family is really interesting, so I do enjoy reading books about that. I'm excited to get further into her like relationships, her marriage to Michael Jackson. Yeah, I'm enjoying the book. Really recommend the audiobook if you're interested. The audiobook is super cool. But now I'm gonna get on with my day and I will bring you along and update you more later. Hi, I'm at home waiting for my parents to come by. I invited them over for some coffee, a fika, a good time, so that's what I'm waiting for. So I've mostly been running around cleaning and stuff. I have not really read this weekend. I'm hoping to read some in Jade Legacy later today. I think that's gonna be the book I will focus on for the rest of October. It would be great if I could finish it in October. So I think I'm gonna aim to do that. I still got like 10 days left of the month. So not impossible. Gonna take some effort, but not impossible. I continued listening to From Here to the Great Unknown yesterday. Really enjoying that one. It's a bit lackluster at times, but once again, might be explained by the fact that Lisa Marie passed away while working on the book, and also just that she doesn't want to share some things. And that's always the thing with like celebrity memoirs, is you are rarely satisfied because sometimes the things you want to know about, they don't want to share. So I get that, but it's just like, give me some more. We're getting the info about like her growing up with Elvis as her father. We're getting the tea regarding her relationships, like her marriage to Michael Jackson. But I wish she would focus more on her addiction problems and like her growing up and the strained relationship with her mother and things, because I feel like that, at least at the start of the book, is mainly like just glazed over. But really enjoying that one. I am. I think it's a really good memoir. And I think that Riley is doing a great job of just putting everything together with her sections. So that is really cool. Thanks so much for watching. Please take care and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!